Boy, it's been a week. Let's catch up seriously. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to start by saying life is a way of changing your plans, the ones you never planned to change. This is What the Heck Next, my podcast. And every week, I bring you a little bit of everything, a little bit of Hollywood, a little bit of me, a little bit of what's new and what's next. What the Heck Next, my podcast. Seriously, let's get into it. Thanks for coming to my podcast. My name is Carrie Morrow, and this is What the Heck Next. What the heck is happening? What the heck is next? What the heck is going on? It's just been a week. I don't even know where to begin. So let's start a week ago, which was the whole golden medal award winning hockey teams and the way it was handled at the presidential level. You know what? It ended up all okay. However, it was handled. Like I say, there's always a way to correct. Saturday Night Live this week was a nice bow on the whole situation where Connor Story, who stars in Heated Rivalry, brings out the stars of the hockey teams, 2 women and 2 men, and it was sweet. It kind of brought tears to my eyes just because it resolved it. It just took all the politics out of it, brought it back to where it belonged, which is plain old hockey. They still haven't solved that poor Nancy Guthrie case, and I wish them peace with that, and at some point, they're gonna have to move on and give it a title that they don't wanna give it. That's sort of like the way I feel in Hollywood. I don't want to give it a title of dead, that Hollywood is dead, because that's more painful to me than anything. Like, how did my Hollywood die? And this week, Netflix dropped out of the bid to take over Warner Brothers. Now Paramount's back in first place. I always just wonder, is it all just theater? Is it just like crazy theater? Paramount was always going to get it because they wanted it first. And then Netflix came in, then Paramount came in, then Netflix came in. It's just so messy. There's lots of jobs and lots of things attached to it. I worked at Warner Brothers. I did many shows there on the lot and off the lot, but for Warner Brothers, lots of people are going to lose their jobs. And there's the pot with the AI stuff boiling, boiling, boiling. AI is not going away, I'll tell you right now. It's interesting to me how they want to now talk about new possible strikes with the writers and SAG protections. Put it in writing. I don't know what you'll be able to protect. It's creeping in with commercials, it's creeping in with certainly just basic information. I am on ChatGPT. I must tell you, I ask ChatGPT the most basic things. I talk about the situation with my house, negotiating the fix with the insurance company, the laws, the rules, and the permits, and a way to navigate the cost. I am on that all the time. This week in the hockey world, my son, he is on a team that he's been on, and he's pretty happy there, I have to tell you. They've invited him to come back next season and move up. There are concerns that I have about the situation. I think that it's a newer club, so there were some hiccups along the way. But it's interesting how my son is, because he has a really amazing living situation. There is a family that takes care of my son like he's their son. I don't really know how to thank these people that much. The interesting thing is that it has changed his game. because of how he's taken care of, and he's got this lovely bedroom and this lovely house that he's living in, he is playing better than he's ever played before. It's bringing him a sense of security and maturity that I've never seen in him, and it's really good for him to have that. And at the same time, there are some other offers out there for him, and he is finally at the age where he's participating in detailed conversations with me about each situation, what each situation offers, the benefits, the downside, the comparison to the teams. That's pretty mature for a 17-year-old. My son has been away for 4 years. This is his 4th year away. It's pretty impressive. He's graduating high school this year. He's gonna go off to play another couple of years of hockey. That's really how hockey works. It's unlike any other sport. It's not like football and you go straight to college. He will play what they call junior hockey, which is like much higher than youth hockey. It's a food chain up to where he wants to go. It's very competitive. That's where he wants to go. Because he's only 17, he'll probably do that for 2 years, make his way to college at close to 19 or 20, which is odd because anybody in the regular world doesn't understand that that's what hockey does. These kids do not go to college. These high-end players, okay, these high-level players do not go to college right out of high school. Some do, and they just play what they call club hockey, intramural hockey at college. But my son is real jock, and he is better developing at hockey for now than he would be going straight off to college for academics. I'm curious to see. I'm not sure. He's had a couple of conversations about career ambitions after hockey someday, possibly doing sports broadcasting or even being a general contractor. Wouldn't that be great if he was a general contractor and I have all this house stuff going on? I have an appointment, speaking of my house, with a contractor this week. We are meeting on Tuesday at the house. I'm going to show you pictures of what my house looks like because it's shocking. It's shocking to see my home to the studs. That all that's left is the outside wall. No insulation, no plumbing, no electric, no light switches, no nothing is left in my home. Boy, it's pretty shocking. I'm excited because this is the best step forward that I've had. I'm still in this rental property. As I've said, I don't own this. The insurance is paying for us to be here. But I'm going to say this. There is no place like home. I was at my home this week meeting with a contractor, and I just felt so peaceful in my poor little bucket, my poor little empty bucket of a home. It's just crazy to me. It's going to get fixed. Something about being there this week made me feel like I'm getting closer and knowing that it's going to get fixed. And I wish I had that same feeling about Hollywood. It's crazy. I saw a post today. Remember, I talk about this producer Patrick guy who was so spearheading the movement to keep production in California, now has taken a job in Abu Dhabi, the film commissioner position over there, or advising for them. You know, it's crazy. He had to report today from there because he moved his entire family over there, wife and kids over there for work, and they're being bombed. They are being bombed by Iran. And be careful what you wish for. I guess he wanted a job. He got more than he bargained for, all the way over in the other side of the world for a job in the movie business, and they're under fire. Holy cow. I felt sorry for him. It's really just such an unsure world right now. I really feel that things are kind of moving. I was on LinkedIn. I got a message to connect. This person said that they work in Mexico. They live and work in Mexico. They're a director, producer. I said, well, if you ever need a line producer, he's like, I actually do. I was like, wow. He goes, it's not a big budget thing. And I was like, you don't need a big budget in Mexico. Hello. I'd be happy to take that. I think that things are just kind of buzzing around, and I just feel all this sort of energy and movement. It feels really good. It feels really different. It feels different than where I've been all winter, which was kind of hopeless. It's interesting to me. I had a conversation with a friend this week, and you can hear her. They're so angry. They're talking to me about my stuff with anger, like about my house or about my health or whatever it is. And they're like, well, calm down. It's it's just best to not speak for other people on their issues. Ask them what's going on, see what's happening. They made me kind of nervous, like they almost didn't want good things to happen for me. Have you ever had a conversation with people? You're talking to them, you know for sure. They're kind of coming at you like, well, it's not going to work out the way you think. I can't stand when people talk like that. This person who been in my life for a long time just is really angry, and she was pretty negative about what I have going on. That's strange to me, like questioning my process or what I'm dealing with. I thought, wow, they're having a hard time. Hollywood fell apart for a lot of us. There are those questions. I got a interesting email this week from somebody who worked for me for a very short time, and not even really worked for me, worked on a movie that I was supervising that was in a lot of trouble during COVID. She was looking for work. Do you know of anything? Do you hear of anything? I said, nothing to write a check on. I said to her, what happened to all the other producers you know? Like, you've worked for a lot of people. And she goes, well, a few have died and the rest have retired. Okay, well, I'm neither one of those, I will say. That's what it's like. Hollywood is really, it's something. I'll tell you, it's a pause button with that merger. Then I heard today somebody said, oh, watch, you'll see Netflix will buy the Warner Brothers studio, which I'd be fascinated to see because Netflix doesn't have a studio in Los Angeles. They don't shoot a lot of their stuff here. I know they have a studio in Mexico, but they don't shoot a lot of stuff here. Would they open a big studio in Burbank? There's also the Radford stages that have gone up for sale that are pretty cheap, I heard. Stages are just closing down, which is interesting to me because I got contacted by somebody that told me they're involved with a real estate guy who bought spaces here and created this giant stages, but who's filling them up? I don't know. No, he's not a movie guy. He's just a real estate guy. He's just bought this space. He wants to fill it, get productions in there. With what? What productions? What productions? I don't know of any productions. I really don't. I don't know of anything shooting. Going to an appointment in Burbank, I was coming over Barham, which is the road that is up high. You sort of just before the Hollywood sign, you go over it, you go down into the valley, into Burbank. You land right on the back side of the Warner Brothers lot. It's called Barham. That's the street. As I'm driving, it's kind of like a little bit of traffic. I'm looking the backside of Warner Brothers, which is usually buzzing and busy. They own their own trucks. They have the Warner Brothers logo on trucks, like 5-ton, 10-ton, giant trucks, stake beds, every truck. They all have Warner Brothers logo. Can I tell you, on the backside of Warner Brothers, there must have been hundreds of trucks just sitting there, unused, unworking on a school day, on a work day. They were just sitting there, unemployed trucks, doing nothing. I worked on the Warner Brothers back lot. The last show I did there was in 2021 called Shining Vale. Almost can't even get trucks. They were so busy. There were no trucks to be had. There they sat, an ocean of trucks, not moving. Usually driving around the city and you see all these yellow signs for movies. Like if you're working on a show in Los Angeles and you're trying to find your set, it would have the name of either the production company or some slang name for your production that the crew knew what the sign said. It was directions to the base camp where you park, where the set is. There's none. There's no signs anywhere for anything going on in this town because there isn't. There just isn't. It's really sad to me. Like when I saw those trucks, I thought, if the trucks aren't moving, then neither are the people who drive them, which are the Teamsters, which are all the art department who use the trucks to move the stuff. It's not a good sign. I don't know what's going to happen with Warner Brothers, but I'm going to say it's gone. It's up for sale, fire sale. That means HBO, CNN. People are very worried that CNN will be incorporated with CBS. It's going to be under one roof, which would be under Paramount. It would shift the narrative when things become a monopoly, like this concentrated brands. It really limits. I spent 40 years working in Hollywood, and there was so much work always, always. People will refer back, oh, well, there was a strike like in 2008. I don't remember. I was so busy doing budgets and schedules and all that stuff. Now it's just a different world. I went to a movie tonight. I rarely go to the movies, but my friend Tyler Gallant, who was a guest on my podcast, you can go look up. It was an early episode. He's an actor. He also played in the NHL. He was a goalie for the Arizona Coyotes for many years. This was kind of a stunt action shoot 'em up movie. I went to see it. I remembered as I'm sitting in the theater, as I see the names of the people on the screen, he had called me about this movie maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I don't remember, where he was raising money for this movie. I think it costs like $1 million. Pretty good production value for $1 million, I have to say, but I'm pretty sure that that was about the size of the budget. But that's what's out there now. People putting in their money together and making movies. One of the things I've always said that I loved about my job was my big fat paycheck. Seriously, let's be honest, was my big fat paycheck. That I think I miss most of all, like not worrying about anything. The expression, money doesn't buy you happiness, I have to disagree. It buys a lot of happiness because no money buys you a lot of unhappiness. It makes you nervous, it makes you worried. I count my bills in my sleep. I'm fine. I'll be always okay, better than okay. I'll be great. I'm going to do something soon. I'll make a little money here, a little money there. It'll all come out. And I like doing my podcast. I would love to make money doing this. I've had um, a ton of guests. Right now, people, they're bummed. They don't want to talk because everybody loves to think in Hollywood that after February, the jobs are coming. Because this used to be what they call pilot season. All the pilots would shoot now, but there's no pilots. Studios order up a block of shows. So there's not like pilots. They used to have pilots. The people liked it. They'd show them at the beginning of summer and they'd order them for the fall. Not that anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a whole new world. It's been a really crazy week between Netflix dropping out of the Warner Brothers deal and Paramount stepping up and the war and the gold medal Olympic mess and all the opinions about that went on for days. That Olympic stuff. People were writing to me saying, "You're just a Trump hater." I've never told you who I would vote for or who I support. I only support good behavior. The way that went down, in my opinion, was not good behavior. I do believe that things are correctable. I do believe that the way it could be handled. Do you ever get a party invitation? Invite for one, and then you're like, oh crap, I really wanted to bring someone, or I wanted to bring my significant someone. The host says, no, no ring, no bring, which means if you don't have a ring, if you two aren't like engaged, you can't bring somebody. Or in Hollywood, I've been invited to many things with no guest. You'll say, oh, is this like with a +1? Some of the invitations will say, this is not a +1. This is for invitation for one. The situation with the White House was that the way it could have been corrected is, sure, Mr. President, we'd love to go, because I do think going to the White House, no matter who lives there, is a very rare and special invitation. I think that if it was my son, I'd say you should go, but I would say we're bringing our +1. We're bringing our other comrades, our other gold medal winners, the women's hockey team, and by the way, probably all the other gold medal winners. That should have been a universal celebration for anybody who wore Team USA, because they marched out all in the same little outfit at the beginning of the Olympics, closing it up at the end, going out together, to me was just the right thing to do. It didn't have to become so contentious, so nasty nationwide, and everything is correctable. Those things were out of their control. They're young hockey players. Things are correctable. Like I said, it's been a cuckoo week. Please, everybody, be safe. Be safe with your mouth. Be safe with your heart. Be safe with your life. Be safe with your friends and your family. I really appreciate this moment. My name is Carrie Morrow. This is my podcast, What the Heck Next? Because life has a way of changing our plans, the ones we never planned to change. I am living proof of that. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. Please listen to me. Please subscribe, like, and follow me. You'll see something great's going to happen, and I can't wait to take you to the set with me. Thanks for coming. Have a great week.